I don't need to worry about safety. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's overconfidence. I mean, there is an
Mhm.
overconfidence that is, it's two parts. One is how well calibrated we are. And what I mean by how well calibrated we are is if you and I are going to the batting cages and I say, hey, well, there's 10 pitches that are going to come out for you and 10 pitches that are going to come out for me. And you say, oh, I'll hit about half. And I say, I'm going to hit most of them. And then you go out there and hit 5 and I go out there and hit 2, you are much better calibrated than I am because your expectation of your capability is more in line with what you were actually able to perform. Whereas if I said, oh, I'm going to hit most of them and only hit 2, I am not well calibrated. I am overconfident in my ability. And then when faced with that realistic challenge, I'm going to fall short, and I'm going to fall short because I was not as prepared or as or capable as I thought I was.
Mhm.
And the second thing is just because you have, just because you know how to um, respond to a concern does not mean you know how to prevent a concern. We see this
Mhm.
all the time with active shooters, right? With schools. Hey, schools are, there was an active shooter, so now we're gonna put in these cameras and these bulletproof blackboards, and we're gonna give the cop cars, we're gonna give the cops more tactical gear, and we're gonna give the ambulances bigger engines, and we're going to make the fire trucks be able to carry more water, but like giving the cops more tactical gear does not prevent that crime from occurring. It just helps the cops to more effectively resolve that concern once it has arisen.
Mhm.
Giving the fire department trucks that can carry more water is not going to prevent fires. It's just going to help them put out that fire once it becomes ablaze. Giving the ambulances faster engines will help get to that victim or that injured person to the hospital faster, but it's not going to prevent that person from being injured in the first place. Prevention, being proactive, knowing what, if it's school shootings, knowing that if we just help those who are hurting, if we
Mhm.
have protective intelligence, if we, address the real mental health concern, we just saw what happened in Colorado a couple days ago with that shooting at the King
The grocery store
grocery
that that
store.
came. Yeah.
Um, and clearly someone who was mentally ill, who had a history of paranoia and delusion. Yes, I listen. I'm like a gun owner. I have a concealed carry weapon license, and I am 100% in agreement with comprehensive and legitimate gun control. But what but taking away everyone's guns is not going to help solve the mental health crisis. We
Mhm.
can we can litigate our way down to toothpicks in the lunch line, but that's not going to address the underlying concern. And if we continue to treat the symptoms of the disease without looking for an underlying cure, we are just going to condemn ourselves to watching the same thing happen
Mhm.
over and over and over again.